KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
The people who save the people! The people who save the people!
Right now on GMSA, nationwide protest with a common cause. A look at how they shaped up here in San Antonio. Plus, a possible threat at the state capitol, what the Texas Department of Public Safety officials are confirming this morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We do want to start by telling you that all the people unaccounted for after Thursday's record rainfall, Sarah, have now been recovered, and that's according to the San Antonio Fire Department. So a total of 13 people have been confirmed dead as a result of that flash flooding.
That's right, and 11 of those people were found in the Bidle Creek area. That's near Perrin Bidle Road and Loop 410. Another victim was found miles upstream, and the most recent person recovered was found in the area of Highway 90 in Leon Creek.
So SAPD says as many as 15 cars and 19 people were swept away at Perrin Bidle. There were some survivors. 10 of those victims have so far been identified.
You know, just a terrible tragedy for our community,
Absolutely.
Sarah, from the flash flooding. I just want to remind everybody how much rain fell in that area. You can see on your screen, it was kind of a bullseye there from the Garden Ridge area all the way out to SeaWorld, where up to about 6 to 8 inches of rain fell in a very short period of time. Now, the aquifer has responded to all of that rain. It's actually up more than 8 feet, almost 9 feet since Tuesday. We're still well below the monthly average of 661 feet above sea level. Outside right now, we are starting off very humid this Father's Day. It's 79 degrees in San Antonio, 78 in New Braunfels, 73 in Boerne, and 76 in Kerrville. We are looking at some areas of patchy fog, and there's even been some very light passing quick sprinkles out there. There's a chance for the stray shower or two early this morning, but you'll notice that this afternoon, that's when we could see some spotty storms develop between the hours of 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., kind of like yesterday. Otherwise, it is going to be hot and humid, 92, feeling like 103 this afternoon because of all of the humidity out there. I'm going to talk more in depth about today's window for storms and if there are any potential risks. Sarah.
We don't want anything but democracy and freedom and justice for all.
Thousands of people, multiple No Kings protests across the nation yesterday to coincide with a military parade in Washington, D.C., celebrating the Army's 250th anniversary. At least 2 demonstrations against President Donald Trump and immigration raids brought in thousands of people to downtown San Antonio, like this one here at Travis Park. But again, this was just part of a much larger picture. Here you can see the protest that took place in Austin. Also on your screen, protests in Los Angeles, Philadelphia, even in Mexico City. So we know that more than 2,000 No Kings demonstrations were held across the U.S., which organizers say seek to reject what they say is authoritarianism by the Trump administration. So meantime, Trump was at the nation's capital commemorating the 250th anniversary of the United States Army with a parade. He was joined by thousands of members of the armed forces, as well as members of his administration. The parade also happened to coincide with Trump's 79th birthday. So another group that marched through the Alamo City Saturday was part of a different demonstration. This was the Mujeres Marcharan Coalition, hosted this rally at Labor Plaza downtown. So the group's goal was to condemn President Donald Trump's military parade. They say they're taking a stand against policies they disagree with under his administration.
I think what I want to change, it probably would start with the immigration process, because although a lot of people like to use the argument that, well, why don't people do things the legal way? Sure, but also the immigration process is so outdated. It's very hard. It's very expensive.
So this rally comes after weeks of ICE arrests across San Antonio outside of courtrooms, also happening at job sites. So rally-goers voiced their concerns on issues from Governor Greg Abbott deploying the National Guard to San Antonio to immigration rights. And while No Kings demonstrations took place blocks away at Travis Park, a heavy security presence surrounded the Alamo. So Texas Department of Public Safety troopers, as well as busloads of Texas National Guard members, created a perimeter around the historical landmark, plus a third group. This is Texas Freedom Force, also showed up. Most of them openly carrying long guns.
It's not just about us. It's not about San Antonio or the state of Texas. People come here from across the country, the worldwide visitors come out, and they come just to just honor and just cherish the Battle of the Alamo, and that's what it's all about.
The plaza was closed yesterday, but has reopened just a few minutes ago as of 6 this morning. And one person is now in custody in Austin for making, quote, credible threats of violence against state lawmakers. Texas DPS confirmed that they have made an arrest in this incident. Details including just who the suspect is and the nature of their threats have not been released to the public yet. So a spokesperson for Governor Greg Abbott says he's been briefed on the threat, which prompted closures of the Texas Capitol.
It does make us feel a little bit safer, but there's always the idea that there could be copycat crimes and across the nation.
So Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick indicated the threat was potentially kill members of the Texas legislature. This incident comes after the shootings of 2 Minnesota lawmakers. DPS Chief Freeman Martin then told lawmakers in a memo, quote, we're always concerned about copycats and those who this attack might inspire. Your safety is our top priority, end quote. 6:06, 79 degrees. Coming up on GMSA, last week's storms still having an impact around San Antonio. What San Antonio water crews are working to deal with and how it could be related.
Why is it important for them to see this? A variety of reasons, but I think first and foremost, children need to understand that there is power in peaceful protest.
Plus a look at why some people here in San Antonio went out to the protest. Plus next, if you've got Father's Day plans, you put you out and about in the city, you want to make sure you check your route. The roadway changes starting today. We've got that for you.
And happy Father's Day to our husbands, their first Father's Day, Sarah. It's going to be hot and humid. There is a small window for storms this afternoon. Details coming up.
Well, starting today, drivers who use I-35 South near downtown will need to find a new route. That's because TxDOT is shutting down the upper level from Guadalupe to South Laredo Street. The work is part of a bigger repair project, and the closure will last through August. So the Guadalupe entrance ramp and Laredo exit ramp will also be closed. The price tag for all these improvements, nearly $26 million. 6:11, 79 degrees, still ahead on GMSA. A sewage spill, possibly from all the storms that we saw last week. What San Antonio water crews are saying about this massive leak and how much damage it could have done. Okay, thousands of gallons of sewage spilled into a creek on the northwest side. This is after debris from the recent storms possibly causing this incident. So that spill occurred around 5:40 p.m. yesterday in the 9100 block of Data Point Drive. So San Antonio water system officials estimate that more than 50,000 gallons of domestic wastewater were spilled. In a news release, SAW said that sewage spill potentially affected an unknown intermittent creek. That might be French Creek, I'm not sure. It's unclear how many gallons affected that creek, but SAW's crews have since cleared the blockage and restored flow in that line.
Well, that's good. At least it's fixed because, wow, we do not need that. Absolutely not. And yeah, it was a lot of rainfall for us, caused some issues out there for saws, and I'm glad that they were able to get that restored. Yesterday, though, we did have some rain in some neighborhoods. This is yesterday's radar, not to be confused with the radar right now. This is what happened yesterday. And you can see that storms developed out east of San Antonio. And really, for San Antonio, there were a couple of neighborhoods that got some spotty showers. That was that 20% chance of rain. But take a look at that little outflow boundary. That's a gust of wind. A lot of us actually just saw a dip in temperatures. Meanwhile, down near Floresville, Poteet, Pleasanton, Pearsall, lots of rain for Cuero and Yorktown as well. In fact, here's a look at yesterday's rainfall. Near Yorktown and Cuero, about 2 to 3 inches of rain. Near Pleasanton, about an inch of rain, and near Floresville and Poth, about an inch of rain as well. So that was yesterday. This is what's happening today. Here's a look at the futurecast. Just like yesterday, we're going to see some storms develop out to the east. And those have about a 30% chance of making it to San Antonio in the afternoon and evening, early evening. But once again, areas like Floresville, Hallettsville, areas to the east of San Antonio, Gonzales, you have a higher chance for storms later on today into this afternoon. You can see that there as well. So from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. here in San Antonio, there's a 30% chance for storms. If storms can get going, they could produce some hail. Widespread flooding, like what we saw on Thursday, is not a concern, but there will potentially be some pockets of street flooding. But again, more so ponding on the roads, not necessarily what we saw on Thursday. There's also going to be some storms moving in from the north, from North Texas. It'll be interesting to see if those can make it to San Antonio. But again, the timeline really doesn't change. 2 p.m. to 7 p.m., there's a 30% chance for storms in the area. So if you have Father's Day plans outdoors, I would just make sure to bring the radar with you wherever you're going to go, just in case you happen upon one of those storms. Otherwise, it's going to be a hot and humid day. Right now it's humid and 79 degrees, 82 in Eagle Pass, 81 in Cotulla. Del Rio, good morning. It's 81, 75 in Rock Springs, 79 in Gonzales, and very, very, very humid. I can't stress that enough. We've got those winds coming in from the Gulf. That's why it's humid, but also because all of the rain is evaporating back into the atmosphere from a few days ago. We are very humid. So looking at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, I put golf in the background for my Uncle Larry. He's a huge golf guy. So happy Father's Day, Uncle Larry. 83 at 10, we'll be at 87 at noon. And then once again, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m., that's our window for storms in San Antonio. Only a 30% chance, high of 92. That 92, though, is going to feel more like 103. Feeling like 103 in San Antonio, feeling like 105 in New Braunfels, 101 in Floresville, 101 in Uvalde, feeling like 100 degrees across the hill country. Okay, across the nation, there's those storms up in Oklahoma City that have a small chance of making it all the way here to San Antonio later today. Heat high, though, is off to the west, and we've actually got Tropical Storm Delilah off of in the Pacific. Now, that's going to continue to move to the west, as well as the heat high, and in its wake, we're going to see this low pressure system move through deep South Texas and Mexico. And that's going to allow for a small chance for storms on Thursday this week. There is a 30% chance for storms here in San Antonio. Otherwise, though, it is mainly going to be a fairly quiet week. Not too hot, but definitely sticky and humid outside. Coming up, we're going to talk about how so far, adding Thursday's rain, we're having the best year of rainfall in a while in San Antonio.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Hey, it is Father's Day, and we love celebrating our dads. Just want to give a special shout out. That's my dad. Happy Father's Day, Dr. Acosta.
That's my husband, Michael, his first Father's Day.
Aww.
And my dad, Rhett, Everett's namesake. Aww. And then this is my grandfather, John. I've got 3 awesome dads.
And that's my husband, David, with baby Dottie or Odette there. So, and my dad again. Happy Father's Day. We love you guys. Thank you for supporting sometimes our craziness.
Yes, and thank you for taking the early shift on the weekend when we're here at work.
Oh my gosh, I know. Lots of early Saturday and Sunday mornings. So.
They are great dads for sure.
Thank you guys. We love you. Okay. Well, coming up, it is 6:20 and 79 degrees. Next on GMSA. Speaking of dad, there's a lot of ways to celebrate. If you need an idea or two, we have you covered. A look at Father's Day events happening around the city. Today is a day all about dads. It's Father's Day, and there is a lot going on in the Alamo City to celebrate. So over at the San Antonio Zoo, they're giving dads a deal on prices with $8 admission for all Bexar County residents. That's today from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the big bugs, they're still at the zoo. Guests can wander through a world of larger-than-life animatronic insects, including a ladybug, mosquito, spider, caterpillar, snail, beetle, butterfly, dragonfly, and a bee. Learn fascinating facts and snap those photos with the whole family. Here's some other dad deals. Shake Shack is offering a buy one, get one double Shack burger when you use the code DADMODE from now to June 16th. There's also a Father's Day fiesta on Saturday. Oh, that happened yesterday. Never mind, we already missed that one. But hey, Visible Main Studio is offering a Father's Day haircut special, and Harley Davidson is also offering some free rides. Dad bods of comedy on Father's Day. You can enjoy nonstop laughter from dad comedians. For more information on locations and how to reserve your spot for any of these, just head over to KSAT.com and search Father's Day. 624, 79 degrees coming up on GMSA. In a matter of days, San Antonio will officially have a new leader. What to know about the inauguration? That's after this. Good morning. It's 6:28 on your Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.
Happy Father's Day to our husbands, their first Father's Day.
Yeah.
They might be watching early with the babies. They take the early shift.
I hope that.
You hope Dottie's still asleep.
I hope Dottie's still
I
asleep.
hope Everett's still asleep.
She's been getting up
too.
earlier and earlier. Sleep.
Yeah, she's becoming more sentient, so she's getting up earlier. Like, come on, Mom, let's go.
Let's go.
All right, so since Tuesday, the aquifer is up more than 8.5 feet. That's one of the good things from the rain that we saw last week. As for Father's Day, again, happy Father's Day. I'm going with the golf theme for my Uncle Larry. He's at home maybe watching too. Happy Father's Day, Larry. We are going to be looking at a small window for some storms between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. today, about a 30% chance. 92, feeling like 103 though out there. So if you don't get the rain, it is going to be hot. Now coming up in the forecast, we're going to talk about how Thursday's rain has actually allowed us to have our best year of rainfall so far in quite some time. Details soon.
Sarah, thank you. As No King's Day protests were held around the country yesterday, President Donald Trump oversaw the Army as it held its massive 250th birthday parade in Washington. Trump watching on as 6,000 soldiers, tanks, and fighter jets roaring through the nation's capital, and he had these words to share while delivering his address to those in attendance, speaking directly to enemies of the United States.
Time and again, America's enemies have learned that if you threaten the American people, our soldiers are coming for you. Your defeat will be certain, your demise will be final, and your downfall will be total and complete.
The military parade is expected to cost about $134 million. Saturday's events follow days of protests in Los Angeles over recent immigration raids as the White House cracks down on illegal immigration and its use of the National Guard and U.S. Marines. Those protests spreading to other cities across the country, including some protests right here at home in San Antonio, where people of every background showed up to the demonstration and march. Our Daniela Ibarra caught up with some parents who are hoping to inspire the next generation to speak up.
The pulse of democracy is what Chloe Higgins hopes runs through her kids' veins.
Why is it important for them to see this? A variety of reasons, but I think first and foremost, children need to understand that there is power in peaceful protest. Also, I want my kids to be on the right side of history.
We just want to kind of set the tone for future generations to use their voice.
It's a lesson so many parents hope their children learn by watching and doing.
This is our first time, so she made and designed her own poster.
Some of those posters made their way through San Antonio's streets. Celestina de la Garza and her 3 kids walked the entire route.
What was it like marching through downtown with your kids?
It feels empowering, and I'm grateful to know that there are other people in this city who feel exactly like we do for children that look exactly like mine.
Not everyone along the route thought the march mattered.
A lot of these people are here protesting the administration, several things that they disagree with. What are you hoping to accomplish by being here?
Well, to be honest with you, a lot of these people need to go home and do some chores because it's not going to change anything.
You know, there's people who obviously don't agree with you, who think that everything that you believe in is wrong. What would you tell those people?
There was a time when I would say it's okay to have a difference in political opinion, but now at this point, I really feel like it's a moral thing.
People united will never be divided.
Daniela Ibarra, KSAT 12 News.
Never be divided.
Daniela, thank you. A special celebration in Chicago on Saturday to honor the city's native son, Pope Leo XIV. The Pope himself appeared via video from Vatican City to deliver a message to tens of thousands of people gathered for an afternoon mass. For the first time directly, Pope Leo addressed the American crowd. It was held at Rainfall, home to the Chicago White Sox. He's a White Sox fan, which happens to be the Pope's favorite team. Part of the Pope's message was aimed at America's youth.
The young people who are gathered here, I'd like to say that you are the promise of hope for so many of us. The world looks to you as you look around yourselves and says, we need you. We want you to come together to share with us in this common mission as church and in the society of announcing a message of true hope and of promoting peace, promoting harmony among all peoples.
Cardinal Blaise Cupich led the Mass in the stadium. The Mass included music, film presentations, and in-person testimonials and prayers. Communion was also offered, with many people in attendance receiving that on the field. Looking ahead to tomorrow, where Texas Governor Greg Abbott will hold a bill signing in Denton for legislation passed during the 89th regular legislative session that will deliver property tax relief for Texans. So the governor will be joined by several state and local officials and business leaders. A large chunk of the budget passed by lawmakers this past session. More than $1 out of every $7 is devoted to maintaining and providing new property tax cuts, a tab that has grown to $51 billion. And happening here on Wednesday, San Antonio Mayor-elect Gina Ortiz-Jones will be sworn into office. She'll replace Mayor Ron Nirenberg after his 8 years in office. He was first elected in 2017 and was re-elected to a fourth term in 2023. On Wednesday, the mayor-elect stopped by KSAT Studios to talk about her future plans.
As we were on the campaign trail talking about, the 100-day plan, which is those things that we know, even if we had a different president, different governor, many of the challenges in our community would be roughly the same. So how can we really take a stab at addressing, again, persistent poverty in our community? I've been very clear that I think expanding pre-K for SA is really an important investment our community must make. We've also got exciting opportunities like Project Marvel, but really making sure that that's a deal that is as best as it can be for San Antonio. And then, of course, given the changing military missions, as the Pentagon is making looking at different paths forward, what is San Antonio's role in that? And so I look forward to driving that discussion, and I think there's some exciting opportunities, especially on the space and cyber side.
Again, the newly elected mayor and city council members are expected to be sworn into office this Wednesday, June 8th. We'll be covering the inauguration here on KSAT and on KSAT.com. Happening today is a party in the park for Juneteenth. It starts at 6 p.m. and goes until 8 over at Pittman Sullivan Park on the east side. There will be DJ, games, and of course food. Admission is free. All the proceeds that do come in from the event will benefit the Davis Scott YMCA. Events for Juneteenth have been happening all month already, like this one where hundreds of people across San Antonio came together on the east side to celebrate Juneteenth, marking the day in 1865 when news of freedom from slavery finally reached Texas. The actual holiday isn't until this Thursday, but those at the celebration told our Devin Karp the passion behind this event is right on time.
How you guys feeling about Juneteenth today, coming out to the parade? You excited?
We feel like $1 million, man.
We're doing it right now, Juneteenth parade, right now, live.
Yeah, it feels exciting to be a part of history. Awesome. Especially so young.
We out here with the community, celebrating Juneteenth. So it's an awesome day today.
Yeah.
We're from the community, so we want to be the hub of the community, right?
Yeah.
So it is pretty awesome to share with people who we've grown up with, grown to love, and enjoying the beautiful east side of San Antonio.
The history, and we all together to show that we all Americans.
We're united.
We united.
Yeah, what have you done so far?
Be more
during the parade, and we passed out candy.
This is something that I've done every year for the past few years, well, a couple of decades, as a part of the Juneteenth Freedom Foundation that hosts the actual parade itself.
It stands for the blood that was shed, and black represents the people themselves, and green symbolizes the natural wealth and prosperity.
What does Juneteenth mean to you?
Well, it means not only historically, but realizing how far we've come and how far that we need to go.
Yeah.
So this just signifies a part of our history, but it's a lot more to it than that.
I want people to understand it's not the black thing we're celebrating, it's a freedom thing we're celebrating. So once we can get that spread across San Antonio, I think we can really boost the celebration.
Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Devin. 637, 79 degrees. Coming up on GMSA, why did Dad high-five himself on Father's Day? Because no one appreciates his jokes quite like he does. More dad jokes that are so good, they're bad. That's next.
Oh, dad jokes. A lot of dads like the weather, too. A lot of dads come up to me and start talking about the weather.
And they have lots of dad jokes about the weather, yeah.
It reminds me of that Simpsons thing where the old man yells at the sky with his fist to the air. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, we might be yelling at the sky. Some storms later today. Details coming up.
Are you looking for your next furry friend, or you want to become a fur parent? If so, today is a good day to adopt. All adoption fees are waived for puppies, kittens, dogs, and cats at the Animal Defense League for their Father's Day special. All ADL pets are spayed, neutered, vaccinated, and come microchipped, fully vetted. So stop by either the main campus or the Paul Jolly Center, which is by the zoo, for pet adoptions this weekend to visit all of the ADL's adorable pets. Oh my gosh, they were in the studio earlier this week, and they have so many great adoptable dogs. So go out there and help them out. All right, this Father's Day weekend, you're going to hear a lot of dad jokes, and not just from your dad, but from dads here at KSAT. So SA Live went around the station to share some of our favorite dads' dad jokes.
Sarah.
Okay, hold on.
Let me read this for you. They are going to share some of Dad's favorite dad jokes. Enjoy.
Okay.
Dad, you are my super dad.
I'm here with Michael, and he is our IT manager, so one of the top minds here at KSAT. And give us your dad joke.
Why did the computer go to the doctor?
Why?
Because it had a virus.
Okay, I've caught up with Nate here in his office in his natural habitat. Okay, Nate, give us a dad joke as a brand new dad.
Why aren't there casinos in the jungle?
Why is that?
Because there's too many cheetahs.
Nick, give me your best dad joke.
Do you guys know what type of lacerations they keep in a refrigerator?
No, I'm afraid to ask, but what?
Cold cuts. You're welcome.
Nick's not done yet.
Where do athletes go when they need a new uniform?
Where?
New Jersey. You're welcome.
I'm here with Frank, and you know what he's known for? His amazing dad jokes. Go ahead, Frank.
What days are the strongest?
What?
Saturdays and Sundays.
Why is that?
The rest are weak.
See, I haven't heard that one. You know, it's not just dads or guys that have got the jokes, right? I'm sure we've all heard a good dad joke, right?
Yeah.
And what is one?
What did the daddy tomato say to the baby tomato?
What?
Ketchup.
That's cute. No corner of the building is safe from us in our quest for dad jokes. And here with me is Fred. Fred, what's your dad joke?
How much does a chimney cost?
How much?
It's on the house.
Ryan, give me a dad joke.
What is Forrest Gump's password?
I don't know, Ryan. What is Forrest Gump's password?
One, Forrest, one. Yeah, one more. What do you call a fish with no eyes?
What?
A fish.
Give us another one.
What do you call a fake noodle?
What?
An impasta.
You're welcome.
Dad, you are my super dad. Dad, you give.
I love that she went over next door to the fire department and interviewed those guys.
They're our friends. They watch us. We say hi to them.
And I got to give a serious shout out to the fire department this week. They were amazing at helping out our community. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
All right, but I do have a dad joke for you, Sarah.
I'm glad that you're the one saying these.
How does a thunderstorm catch fish?
I don't know.
With a lightning rod.
Oh, yeah. That's cute. That's really cute, Sarah.
All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the weather. All right. So, hey, we got over 6 inches of rain at the airport on Thursday. And you can see that really, compared to the last couple of years, this is the best year of rain we've had since at least 2020. And you'll notice that the multi-year drought started right in 2022. By this time, from the start of the year to the middle of the year, back in 2022, we had only had 4.5 inches of rain. Now we're at almost 18.5 inches of rain for the year so far, beating out last year, 2023, and even beating out our last good year of rain back in 2021. So we'll have to wait and see what the rest of the year has in store for us. As for yesterday, we did see some rain, particularly out in areas in DeWitt County. They got up to 3 inches of rain in some places closer to Yorktown. And then out near Poth and Floresville, there was a decent amount of rain there as well. In fact, there was a severe thunderstorm warning for Poth and Floresville right along 181 there, about 2 inches of rain between Poth and Floresville. And there were a couple of neighborhoods in San Antonio that saw a little bit of rain, mainly near Mission Espada. You can see that we got about 1/4 inch of rainfall and about 1/4 inch near the SeaWorld area as well. We do have another chance for rain today, but like yesterday, most of that storminess will be confined east of San Antonio, out toward Hallettsville, Gonzales, Cuero, DeWitt, Karnes County. 1 or 2 of those will try to move into San Antonio. Between the hours of 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., there's a 30% chance of storms, and quarter-sized hail could be possible. Now, widespread dramatic flooding like what we saw on Thursday is not likely. There could be, though, some heavier downpours with a quick inch of rain. And then additionally, some storms in North Texas have a small potential to move into San Antonio later tonight. Again, we're talking between the hours of 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Outside right now, it is cloudy, and there's even been some areas of patchy mist. It's 79 degrees in San Antonio, 76 in Floresville and in Castroville, 78 in Canyon Lake, and the dew point is right there next to the temperatures, so very humid. Early this morning, as you're heading out the door, you might have to turn on those windshield wipers if you happen upon one of those showers. Otherwise, we're going to be mostly cloudy today, and then again, between the hours of 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., there's the potential for a couple of storms. High temperature of 92, but that 92 is going to feel more like 103 in San Antonio, 101 in Bernie, 101 in Bulverde, 102 in Pleasanton, 101 in Floresville, and 103 in Gonzales. Let's take a look at the clouds and the radar. Notice that there's some severe storms across Oklahoma pushing toward the Red River. This is that complex of storms that has the potential by about 7 o'clock to make it all the way to San Antonio. It would be a lot weaker by then, but it is something to keep our eyes on. Otherwise, heat high is going to stay west of San Antonio and west of Texas. There is a tropical storm in the Pacific, but that tropical storm Delilah is expected to stay off to the west. And what we're going to see in its wake is a low pressure system building in Mexico, moving through deep South Texas by Thursday. So when we look ahead to rain chances, there is a small chance for storms on Thursday, Juneteenth. Otherwise, it is going to be a warm and humid week, highs in the low to mid 90s. It could be worse. We could have that heat high directly overhead and be dealing with temperatures in the triple digits, but you know what? So far, so good. We are going to see, we're going to pay very close attention to that storm chance today from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. If you have outdoor plans today, just make sure to have the Weather Authority app handy.
Maybe it'll make for a nice, cool cooling off, maybe.
Yeah, brief cool down. That would be all right.
Cool down when you're outside.
Do you guys have any plans for Father's Day for your husband?
Noon mass and maybe lunch after, and that's it.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're gonna do something similar.
All right, thanks, Sarah. It's 6:50, 79 degrees still ahead. Today is a day to show dads some love. A look at how some of the KSAT dads celebrate. That's coming up. So we've been talking about it all day. It's Father's Day, a time to celebrate dads, show them some love. So we wanted to know, what are some of the best Father's Day gifts that some of our KSAT dads have been given? So check it out.
One Father's Day, I think I went out to play golf, or I went and did something that they treated me to. And when I came back, they had transformed our basement into a man cave.
Shoes.
Shoes?
I always get shoes.
What kind?
Nikes, running shoes, basketball shoes, gift cards. I love gift cards.
Time alone and beer.
My daughter made a video that she edited herself, and she dedicated it to me. It was pretty neat.
The best gifts for me are like whenever they make their little handprints and make something like that.
Anything the kids make, but especially those little coupons that you get to use. I love the coupons. And donuts, of course. Donuts. You can't beat donuts.
My kids like to get me like fun stuff. Probably one of the coolest things I have is my R2D2 calendar, which sits on my desk.
It was a finger painting.
I got a case of Topo Chico and a bunch of beef jerky.
My son always gets me Star Wars Legos, the little bitty ones. Love them every year.
Honestly, are the ones that I would get from my kids when they were in elementary school, 1st to 5th grade, and they do all the little cute drawings and try to write the word Dad and Father's Day and all that. Those have always been my favorite.
Yeah.
You know what I loved about that video? You kind of see the soft side of all of the men in the newsroom or at the station when they kind of just like melt when they're talking about their kids. It's really sweet. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. 6:55, 79 degrees. Let's take a look outside with TransGuide. Oh, the sun is up. People might be going to get dad some breakfast tacos, some barbacoa. Oh, that sounds good right now. Maybe you're going to church. Roads look good out there as well. If there's any major traffic incidences, we will let you know. We also want to celebrate Father's Day with you. You send us some pics, KSAT Connect. We'll share them on air. And oh, there's some Father's Day pics. So
What's that person's father? An Eminem? No, that was funny. Okay.
That was like almost a dad joke. But yeah, so we'll show your father, give him a shout out on air, send your Father's Day pics to KSAT Connect, and that person's father is hopefully not an Eminem like Sarah said. And happy Father's Day to everyone.
Happy Father's Day. We are going to be hot today, Sarah. Only one word to talk about: heat index.
Humidity.
Humidity. Feeling like 103. As for our storm chance today, there's a small window between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. for a few showers and storms. If you're going to be outside today, just know to be on alert at that time frame, 2 to 7 p.m. As we take a look at the rest of the week, just warming up into the low to mid 90s, and then a small chance for additional storms on Thursday. Temperatures are not going to be too hot. It could be a lot hotter outside. I mean, we could be looking at triple digits. So yes, it is Michael's first Father's Day. I'll never forget the first thing Everett did when Michael held him.
What?
Pooped all over him.
I don't know what it is about dads and carrying babies, because Dottie, every time Dave holds her, he's like, she just went. And I'm like,
it's that dad magic,
It's that dad comforting warmth. They feel safe. Thank you, Dad.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.